Everybody, welcome to episode 106 of the Toys for Games podcast. We are recording this on a Thursday evening, February 9th, 2017. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man who's going to be 1 year older by the next time we record, Jason Greer. Hi, Jason.
Good evening, Josh. How are we doing tonight?
Fantastic. It's almost your birthday, my friend.
It is.
Getting excited?
I'm getting very excited.
You love your birthdays.
I do.
Yeah.
Big birthday guy.
I know plenty of adults that just do not care about birthdays whatsoever, except like the milestone ones, you know, like 30, 40, sure, etc., and so on. But you're a birthday-aholic. Like, you enjoy the celebration. You enjoy the family. You enjoy the presents and the fun and the cake, and I love you for that.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I hope I never get tired of birthdays.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's something to go fun. I actually don't know where we're going on Monday, because I'm going on Monday for my birthday.
Sure.
But...
I mean, it also helps that your birthday is on a holiday that, like, instantly has, like, the ability to take away any, like, disappointment from a holiday for some people and turn it into, like, this is about me. So
So if you hate Valentine's Day, just enjoy celebrating my birthday with me.
That's right. Because you know you're going to have a great time regardless of the situation.
Fantastic time.
Yeah. And now, I mean, with the wonderful Amy in your life, you have a wonderful birthday in store. Plus, you have a wonderful Valentine's Day in store, I'm sure. Like,
true.
This is 2017 is the year of Jason, my friend.
I hope so.
Yeah, definitely. And then next weekend, you're going to Disney World.
Can't wait. It's gonna be solid. It's gonna be a solid couple weeks, man.
Yeah, man. You get to see the new
nighttime show at Animal Kingdom.
Kind of jealous about that.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
There was rumors it was gonna be that day, and then Heather called me today and said that she's like, it already happened. I'm like, why? She's like, it's coming out that day. I'm like, why are you calling me? She's like, I already got the fast passes. I'm like, oh, way to go, Heather.
That's fantastic. No, I continuously live vicariously through you. So the more fun and excitement that you have on your many travels, the happier I am as a person. So I wish you nothing but the best. And everything coming to you next week.
Thanks, man.
So
thanks.
Whew.
Yeah, it's weird though, because Disney's constantly, changing and improving. But I don't feel like there's that many times like where something new opens.
Yeah.
Maybe it does happen more than I realize, but we were there the first day the refurbished Soarin' ride opened, and now we're gonna be here essentially the first day the nighttime show opened. So it's like and all not planned.
Yeah, it's all sheer dumb luck on your part.
So.
I mean, granted, when you go to the Disney parks 64 times a year like you do, there's a good chance you're going to come across like the opening days of things. So, I mean, you're beating the system a little bit.
I want to know, for somebody who doesn't have like a business, okay, like for non-business or like meetings, things like that.
Right.
If there's anybody more northern than me who goes to Disney World or Disneyland as much as I do in a year for being farther away,
I'm sure there's some fanatics out there.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah. But, I mean, you're up there. You're in the conversation. For just but like the thing is, like, you don't go for like long periods of time mostly. It's like, I'm just gonna go down for the weekend. I'm just gonna go down for lunch. Like if it's California, you'll stay a little bit longer usually. Sure. But like you're going just for the weekend. You're flying out Friday and you're coming back Sunday to Disney World. Like, who does that? Crazy people. That's who, Jason.
Me.
Yeah. You fit into that category like a glove, my friend.
Thank you.
But I'm super excited for you. I know everybody enjoys hearing your wacky Disney adventures, so looking forward to when you come back, what kind of goodness we will have on this podcast. But that's a couple weeks away. We have a lot to focus on tonight, Jason.
Yes.
It's not necessarily super news heavy, but we waited to do this show with the anticipation of having news to talk about. We had Matt on standby in case things exploded. We were going to have him come on the show and try to just grieve with everybody and try to make the most of the situation. I told him he was not needed tonight. We did not need his soothing voice and his reassuring tones and words to calm everybody down. I told him, Matt, just stay home, enjoy your birthday. We don't need you tonight, buddy. So,
right.
Regardless, we have a show for you. We're going to get into it. First off, big thank you to our executive producer, as always, the wonderful George Torres. George, I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since we heard from you, buddy. Reach out. Say hi. Send us some pictures of how great the weather is in California. Jason needs that right about now.
That's right.
Also, thank you to our show sponsor, as always, Devin Lachinsky. You could find him on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/DLASCH2. I think Devin lives in the middle of the country. I'm not sure what the weather situation's like there, but I could probably guess it's not as good as George Torres' weather situation.
I feel like the middle country is having tornadoes every other week.
Yeah, tornadoes scare me, man. They're just so unpredictable.
It's true.
Yeah, but I'll watch Twister anytime that movie comes on TV. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Twister. But the thought of real tornadoes dealing with those, no thank you.
Like, and I'm not trying to make light, like, I know they're dangerous and I know, like, they kill people, but, like, I feel like I just want to, I don't say experience, but like, I just want to actually see one, you know? Yeah. I just feel like you don't really, I don't say appreciate, but, like, really understand how crazy you are by just watching a YouTube video. Like, I feel like you just have to see it to know just, like, the utter destruction.
From a safe viewpoint.
Power. Sure.
But then again, like, you always are running the risk of, like, them being unpredictable, right? Like, you may think you're at a safe vantage point, and then they turn on a dime, you're toast.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you can't tell which direction it's going, you need to move. They go pretty much in a straight line. So, but it's the same. If you're like, I don't know where it's going, you need to start hightailing quick. Right. Because, I mean, it's coming to you.
And if you see cows in the air, you don't want to be near it.
Don't be near it.
No. I mean, wherever you live, you are not without natural disaster possibilities. I mean, I live within 50 miles of 2 different volcanoes, one of which has gone off in the last few decades.
Sure.
And it caused some major damage here. So, you know, there's a risk wherever you live. I mean, if you're down in California, there's a chance you're going to be underwater in a matter of, you know, one earthquake. So George Torres, hanging out on the beach, enjoying the nice California weather, he may sink at any second now.
Sure.
You know, then you wouldn't be laughing about tornadoes that poor Devin Lachinsky's dealing with. Just saying. Perspective. Disney Infinity, Jason. Disney Infinity part of the podcast is sponsored by our good friend James Holian, who I hope is participating in what we're about to talk about, or at least adding some encouragement to the people that are. James Holian can be found on Twitter at Infinity Museum. Jason, time to check in on the Disney Infinity Community Nights.
Yeah, so we have some community events going on this month for people trying to get the last achievements and trophies for Disney Infinity 1.0 through 3.0. So each week we have a different system that's going on. You can get all the details at toysforgames.com or on Infinity Inquirer Facebook page or Twitter page. But it's basically a Facebook event you can sign up for and post your gamer tag or what's the PlayStation 1 Network ID? Is that what it's called?
PSN ID.
Yeah. And yeah, so you can go in there. This past week was Xbox 360. Mm-hmm. This current week we are on PlayStation 3. One's happening currently, actually, while we're recording. And then again on Saturday night. And then next week will be the Xbox One week. And then finally PlayStation 4 week to end out the month of February. And then finally on Thursday, March 2nd, that will be our all consoles, all games, whole entire shebang. Yeah. Time to go out.
How's it going so far? What's the reception like?
Saturday was quick, and it was like just so much was happening a week and trying to organize. It's it's hard to organize Facebook events like it literally is,
Right.
And get information and make it organized and helpful and understanding, not just utter chaos. Because one of those, if I want to do it, I want to try and do it as best I can. But so there was a couple people in there. I think tonight there's about 4 or 5 people I think in there.
Okay.
Saturday might pick up. I mean, it looks like most people are just waiting till the final week, and then it's just going to be utter chaos that March 2nd night. But
right. And I know, just in case people aren't checking, like the post that you put on toysforgames.com, there were several comments to that post with people asking for help that the time zones and days didn't work out for them, but they're still needing some help. So I encourage everybody to go back to that post, toysforgames.com, and go to the comment section. Check out the people that were asking for some help and see if you can help them out with anything, because as much as we try to include everybody, like it's impossible unless we're doing like a 24-hour event, and even then, like, there's a good chance the day's not going to work out for somebody for whatever reason. So
right.
If you read the article and you got all the info and then you haven't thought about it since, go back, check out those comments. There's a few people in there asking for help. I don't really know a way to like push them out into public view because it's in a comment section. So This is the best I could do to ask for help for those fine folks in there. So, but I hope everybody's having fun with it, enjoying what's going on. It is kind of just a celebration and one last hurrah for Disney Infinity, and I hope everybody's taking advantage of that. And like I said, just having fun, because that's what it's all about. That's why we're here. If this wasn't fun, we wouldn't be doing it.
That's right.
Get out here. Lego Dimensions. Let's talk about Lego Dimensions. This part of the podcast is sponsored by our good friend Christopher Long over at Long's Toys. You could find him on Twitter at CLong83. You could also check out his YouTube videos, youtube.com/user/Long's Toys. What is going on with Lego Dimensions?
So Lego Dimensions, obviously this is the big week for Lego Dimensions fans. It is release week for Wave 7.5. This is the essentially Lego Batman wave. So Lego Batman movie is out in theaters officially tonight while we're recording. Officially out then for everybody on Friday for public opening. Getting some real good reviews. High 90s on Rotten Tomatoes. So good to see for that. I'm very excited seeing it. I think 10:30 a.m. showing IMAX on Saturday. So super excited for that. But yes, the story pack is available. You'll get Robin and Batgirl with that. And then also the armored Batman, Excalibur Batman, available exclusively at Target. And then also the Knight Rider Fun Pack, available exclusively at GameStop. So those are your 3 main releases. Marceline the Vampire Queen is also breaking her store exclusivity on Friday as well. So all this available again on Friday. GameStop currently has a 40% off sale, so you can take advantage of that. But then obviously take need to for everything else.
Yes. I curse GameStop for making me go in there for a reason. However, I never did pick up those Skylander exclusives, so hopefully this will be all in one trip where I could collect everything that I've needed to get from GameStop.
Sure.
Because, I'm defiant like that.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm set in my ways, Jason. I can't help it, my friend.
I understand.
Yeah. What else is going on?
Yeah, so for Lego Dimensions also, again, we have some abilities already, so the patches out for, I think, all consoles. Could be wrong on that, but at least most of them seems like. So you can go check out some of the content. So this shows some of the abilities. So if you want to see if buying these packs will allow you to not buy other packs, you can check all that out now as well. Nothing too surprising with them. It's not like some crazy stuff in there, but I know a couple people have been waiting for a certain ability. So if you know you're looking for something, here's a chance to get whatever that might be for you.
Honestly, I'm more excited to be able to use Batgirl whenever I need to use Batman instead of having to use Batman anymore.
Yep.
Like, nothing wrong with Batman, but it feels like that's the only character that I always have.
To play. Right.
Yeah. So it'll be nice to use someone other than Batman on a regular basis.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, super excited for that. We'll see with that. One thing interesting with the update, 2 of the level packs that currently had question marks with it are now not there. They have disappeared. So either A, logically you could think maybe they just accidentally hid them. B, they never realized they were available for public and they meant to have them hid the entire time. Or you could look at the cynical view, as we talked about last week about them expanding these out. There has been some real low rumblings that Lego Dimensions is not in a good place either.
Right. Like
Skylanders is, in that they are now changing stuff from level packs to maybe fun packs or things like that for content wise. So hard to say at this point. Again, anything like that always, it's easier to look at it with a bad view. So who knows? From my feeling of it, I don't think it's good news. And I don't think it's just a mistake. I think it's.
So you think it is intentional?
I think it's 100% intentional. But we'll see. We'll see.
Or we'll never see.
Yeah, or we'll never see. Wave 8 pre-orders are also out. So as we talked about last week, all the new stuff coming out in May. You can pre-order that at Amazon, GameStop, and I think it's the only ones out so far. I don't think Best Buy has put it up yet, but you can definitely go take a look at that if you'd like.
Yeah. Definitely.
Definitely.
Let's see here. Let's swing over to Amiibo. Nintendo Amiibo. This part of the podcast is sponsored by the soon-to-be hitched Michael O'Driscoll.
Woo!
You can find on Twitter at Amiibo_museum. Michael, the big day is coming up quick. I hope you're ready, my friends. I hope your wonderful bride-to-be is ready and she knows what she's getting into, which is a really good guy. Hope she understands that. Her name is Anya. She is a singer. She has an album. Her album is called And the Light Comes In. You could find it on iTunes. You could also find it on Spotify if you want to give it a listen, see if it's your jam. And if you like it, you appreciate it, maybe go throw a few bucks at iTunes and see what you could come up with. I'm sure the soon-to-be wedded couple will be very grateful and for your generosity. Jason, what's going on with Amiibo?
So Amiibo, again, we just had an Amiibo release last week with the Poochie Amiibo. That was the main release last week, the Yarn Yoshi Poochie Amiibo. So if you want to get another piece in the amazing, some would argue, some would say, the best Amiibo line as the Yarn Yoshi line.
It's hard to argue with it.
Hard to argue with it. That's just straight facts. Man.
Yeah. I mean, they're made out of yarn, folks.
And there's a mega one.
And there's a mega one.
Still the most ridiculous thing. So that's available in stores, available online, a couple places as well if you're having some issue finding it. So in the limited edition show, I haven't seen it on stores yet. I have not been to Toys R Us yet, which typically never fails me. But my one GameStop only got one. One GameStop got like 2 game bundles and sold both those. So they didn't really have anything available. Target had nothing out. Walmart had nothing out. So we'll see. But Toys R Us, I'm sure will have it. So I'm hoping to swing by there soon.
Yeah, I went to Best Buy, and of course they had it back in behind the registers where all the games and stuff are. But there was only one left. There was one game bundle and one single one left, and I got the single one. But like the girl that I was trying to, I was like, I want that Amiibo, and she's like, what? And I'm like, the dog. I want the dog that looks like a little ball of yarn. And she was like, and she grabbed it. She was like, oh my god, this is so cute. What is it? I'm like, can I just ring up, please, and leave? I don't have time to explain to you what a yarn Amiibo is.
Yeah.
That rabbit hole is too deep.
That's too deep down
for this little quick shopping trip right now. Anyway,
that's funny.
I haven't seen many of them at all, so
yeah. It's a shame because it's sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Amazon
has it, but it was just one of those.
Sure.
It was just while I'm out. I can always get it at Amazon. And I'm not in a rush for it, so I'm just kind of, when I get to it, I get to it.
Yeah. I agree. We have a giveaway going on. I think that ends tomorrow for a Poochie. So if you haven't seen that on Twitter at Toys for Games, go rustle that up and partake in that because it's too darn cute just to keep for myself, Jason. I want to share the cuteness with other people out there.
Share the love, man.
Share the love, indeed. What else is going on?
Yeah, so Amiibo also in that the Mario Sports Superstars Amiibo cards. One I'm actually pretty excited about. I'm not gonna go crazy on them. I'm gonna buy a couple packs, but I'm excited to get.
You say that now. You say that now, but you're gonna see like all the cool characters, and you're gonna see all the cool sports that you love, and you're in. You're gonna be in.
It depends how the first like 2 packs go. You know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Do we know if like there's any kind of rares or anything yet?
God, I hope so. We don't know, but I hope so. Like even like one just like some sort of foil or something. I mean, Animal Crossing cards had them. These could do them.
Sure.
Holographic. Oh God, bring back holograms.
Yeah. Best.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they so according to I think Nintendo Japan released some tidbits about the new support for the game with Amiibo. The Amiibo cards themselves will unlock a more superstar version of the character, so they'll have a little bit better stats than the standard characters. So if you're looking to get a quick, easy way to get those up, you can use the Amiibo cards versus, I guess just having the character available in the game. And I guess it's going to be exclusive to that Amiibo card, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
There will be some mini games you can unlock as well, and usually Amiibo cards in those mini games. But again, both kind of cool things. Again, for what it is. Superstar powered stuff, I guess, is what it is. Mini games, that's kind of fun. So I think they're cool regardless. And again, it's kind of fun little stuff to get with the Amiibo cards. Nothing to feel like you're completely losing out on if you don't have them. But again, if you get them, some kind of fun you can get with it as well. And then they do have a digital album. So if you want to check it, if you always forget what you don't have, you can always check the digital version in the game as well.
Yeah, props to that.
Sure.
I enjoy that, and I hope. No, never mind. I was gonna say I hope there's a way to like share it, but we know that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Not with Nintendo. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be like opening sports cards again.
Yep.
But
I haven't opened a sports pack in a long time.
Yeah, it's been way too long for me.
I heard they're starting, they have MLS packs out, so I need to go find some of those. But
be careful. Be careful with that. Oh, speaking of soccer, the USA jerseys, those maroon ones?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Awful, right?
Why?
Have you seen the new shirts they made?
No.
Let me show you. So Nike has this thing, and they used to have some, stuff that, it was kind of weird because we didn't give enough credit. Stuff that looked weird, like some of their jerseys, and we're like, what the heck are you doing, Nike? And then they kind of grew on you, and then you liked them. And then now what they're doing is the same outfit is the same, pattern or not formula, but framework of the jerseys all the same. They just changed the colors for each country. So, there's no uniqueness to it, right? Mm-hmm. So then, they've been last year's were terrible. The one was just a white jersey. That's all it really was, and it was just a polo. And then the other one's this black with a red and blue. It just made no sense. And then the beginning of this year, they released, which I'm sending to you in chat right now, this monstrosity of a T-shirt. I don't understand who got paid to make this. But it's
wow.
It's bad.
That's like they forgot to crop out the blue when they were putting
and
there's a whole lot of bad things on that.
It's not straight but not twisted enough to make it seem like it's designed. It's just bad.
Yeah,
but then
I like the blue going underneath the armpit, but I don't like the boxiness of it right in the middle of the shirt.
Yeah. And that's in red, and there's a white version and a gray version with different colors. There's 3 versions because apparently things don't sell that well.
Goodness gracious.
It's atrocious. But the red one apparently is their new alternate third kit this year.
Okay.
Problem is like the exact same colors as Portugal's. Like it looks exactly like Portugal's jerseys because again they're being lazy with it. But there's apparently going to be a jersey for the Gold Cup, which is the U.S. North America tournament with like all the North American teams, and North America and Central America, and that's going to be a jersey exclusively for that cup. And 2 different Fox analysts has come out who have been critical about jerseys in the past and said they both really like this one. So who knows? We'll see. But I'm hoping so because I buy pretty much all of them. They're like, speak with your wallet. I'm like, I can't. But I'm excited for the new one. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah. Huh. Soccer jerseys.
Yeah, right? And it's funny. The next day, some guy like tweeted like a picture of a jersey. He's like, I thought these were terrible. So this is my design, and it looks great. Like, that guy did it in one day, and like Nike's like let me find a picture because it's so like it looks so good, and it's like Nike. I think the guy who said like you can have this one for free.
Right.
Yeah, here it is. It's gonna be a tweet. I'll send it to you.
Sure. This is good radio, by the way.
It's a good radio, fantastic radio.
If you guys aren't used to this kind of shenanigans from us, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Clicking on a link here. I'm sure Jason will share it.
I'll describe it too. If you see it.
Man, why can I not open copy link? Okay, sure. Go to my browser. Why can't I just click on it?
Come on, Skype. What year is it?
Goodness gracious. Ooh. Okay.
That's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Pretty sharp.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's a red front, has blue sleeves, a white stripe that goes from the top the whole way down and connects with the shorts.
Accentuates everything.
Yeah, like it looks pretty good. And like the dude made it in the day.
That's solid.
At Conrad Burry, if you want to see it on Twitter, but
yeah.
Who knows? But soccer, man.
Nike, man. They just get away with anything. They get away with murder. I tell you, I don't trust that company. They are shady. What were we talking about? Amiibo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the final thing with Amiibo, Box Boy did come out in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Amiibo Jason did get an unboxing video up on Nintendo Wire if you want to take a look at it.
Speaking of which, we don't do this very often, but I'm looking at my Skype contact list.
Oh, jeez.
Amiibo Jason is online. Should we call him and get a live report about the Box Boy Amiibo?
I think we should.
Okay, let's do it. Let's try bringing Amiibo Jason here.
Hello.
Hi, you're back.
I am back.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if we recorded any of that. He didn't answer. You went on hold somehow. Let me try this again here.
Do you want me to add him?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, you try adding him.
So I think I can click on...
Because when I just clicked on it, it just immediately called him and put you on hold.
Add. Yeah, because you have to add, not call, I think. So let me try this. Hey, Amiibo Jason, welcome to the Toys for Games show. We don't hear you. I can't hear you.
I can't hear him either.
We can't hear you. You're talking, but we have no idea what you're saying.
Amiibo Jason, are you there?
And he's on video. Please, bud. You know we don't do video on this thing.
Come on.
This is your first time on the show?
Amiibo Jason.
Put your one finger down. Oh. Hey, there you are. Now you're echoey, but we hear you.
This is a really bad microphone.
Amiibo Jason!
Hey!
Welcome to the Toys for Games podcast.
Let me plug in my better microphone.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
You're actually recording right now?
We are absolutely recording right now.
This will be on the show.
Oh, that is incredibly exciting.
We miss you guys.
Aw, mostly me though, right?
Well, if you guys could hurry up and set up, our audience is waiting
Oh
for
yeah,
some
we're totally prepared for that.
cutting edge amiibo analysis from.
We need to hear about Box Boy. Hurry up.
I know.
Plugging it in. All right, I'm just gonna swap my mic inputs.
All right, we're doing this live, folks.
Oh, audio settings. Yeti. What's up?
Hi, Amiibo
Hey,
Jason.
that sounds good.
What's going on, folks?
So excited.
Well, we're here doing episode 106 of the Toys for Games podcast. We are in the
They go
Amiibo
that high?
section of the podcast, and we started talking about the Box Boy Amiibo that was just recently announced in Japan. We
Okay.
brought up the fact that you have done a formal unboxing of the thing,
We have.
and instead of pointing people to your website to go watch it, I figured, what better way?
Yeah,
to
do not send
actually-
traffic to us. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
No, no one would ever do that. No one should ever go to Nintendo Wire to get the best Nintendo news you possibly can on the internet.
That is 100% accurate.
Why would
Thank you.
people go there when we could just have the people in charge on our podcast talking about the same thing that you could find on their website?
That's true. You know, I stand behind that decision because the world needs to hear my voice more often. So,
It's been far
Um,
too long.
so here's the thing about Box Boy. Happily Candied is obsessed with it at the moment. She is 100%ing the first game right now.
Yep.
She is working on getting started on 2 and 3.
Yep.
Box Boy's a cool character, and I know when we first saw this amiibo, we were like, it's a little cube of tofu with eyes and legs.
Yeah.
But oh my god, is it cute!
He is adorable. He's actually tied for my favorite amiibo when it comes to him and Poochie.
Mm.
They're amazing.
Ooh.
Tough call.
It's
No-
a tough call, and they're so different from each other. I mean,
Sure.
one's soft and square, and the other one is very round and cuddly.
That could be taken out of context, but that is great.
So Box Boy is actually soft?
No,
That's
it's
Poochie.
that's Poochie.
That's Poochie.
You said soft and square.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I did.
Maybe you did.
Sorry.
I am very confused about the feeling of Box Boy.
We weren't ready to podcast. You just throw this on
I
us.
was like, oh, it's bedtime, and then I'm like, oh my god, where am I?
I was cleaning a fish tank like right before you called. we just bought a new fish and it is gone.
It's gone.
Um,
We don't know what happened.
Killed
Well,
it.
Oh.
Our goldfish must have eaten it. So
What kind of fish did you just murder?
yeah, this is like breaking news right now at the moment. So
Wow. I think I hear police sirens. Just saying. So what's the weightiness to Box Boy Amiibo? Like,
It is-
does it have some heft to it?
no,
No, it's
Super
ve-
light.
It's very light. Like it definitely doesn't feel like it's like there's space inside of the square inside of the cube,
Mhm.
but it's definitely very lightweight. It's made out of a very light type of plastic.
Okay. What kind of packaging does it come in? Is it gonna appeal to the inbox collectors?
I think so. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty plain for the most part. It's not like Gold Mega Man plain where there's nothing on the box.
Right.
But if you play Box Boy, you know it is taking a lot of like its cues from like original Game Boy games, so it really likes like the black and white feel. So the box is black and white, and it's fitting for what Box Boy is, right?
Yeah. I mean, the entire like landscape of every single world and level in Box Boy, like Jason said, it's black and white. But everything about the box, which is great, screams Box Boy.
Okay.
Because you have like different levels of you have these black planes, and then you see the little cubes all over the place, all over the box. And to me, the simplistic look is what makes it so fitting. You don't need much more to make it that much that representative of Box Boy.
Is there really even inbox collectors anymore at this point though? I used to be
You
like
tell
the
us.
captain
You're the
of
amiibo
inbox
specialist.
collector crew. I can't justify buying 2 of every amiibo anymore.
Right.
I actually had to stop when it came to like the exclusive like Japanese ones, like the Monster Hunter ones and the Box Boy. I have to be happy with having just 1 out of box. So
You have to be, but are you?
I'm not. Well, deep down inside, I'm not. I'm just a mess, honestly. You're the first person to ask me like how I was doing about it. So it's
Yeah. Well, I mean-
not going well.
Yeah. I like to check in with you just every once in a while and make sure you're still okay and Lauren's still taking care of you. because
Yeah, she's
Everything.
making sure the website is staying up.
Yes, I am responsible for everything great that is coming out of that website.
Yep. Absolutely every good thing is her.
I fully believe it.
But I do want to point out that before you guys decide to dump us,
Yeah.
these amiibo, and I know you guys can't see them because this is an audio podcast. One day you're going to evolve into live video podcasts too, even though you did it for episode 100, which was awesome.
That's cool.
and the Twisted Games Award Show, which was a couple episodes after.
Very
that, but
true.
no big deal.
I love that.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to boycott those until some injustices are reversed. So
Well, I mean,
just a heads
maybe
up.
if you had a bigger fan base, the awards would go a different direction.
You know-
Or create a GIF on how to vote for
I honestly think Matt like hired some like Chinese like data miner clicker dudes to like vote for him because I don't understand how it went up that much. But
we had our people
Either
look
way.
into it, and the election was not rigged.
it was a rigged election. There was hundreds of thousands of people illegally voting for Matt. We had the most tremendous site, the most tremendous people.
the best. It's the best.
Okay. Back to Box Boy Amiibo. Speaking of Amiibo, the Kirby Amiibo, if you guys don't know this, HAL Labs did Box Boy. They also do Kirby. They do Super Smash Brothers. So a nice little Easter egg they put in is that all of the Kirby series Amiibo are compatible in the game. It unlocks these super colorful, vibrant, like Kirby avatars for Box Boy. It's so cute.
So
That's
cute.
awesome.
It's so cute. And one of the cool things is there's no real other costumes in those games
there's
that are
not.
that colorful.
That's why when you see them in the game, they stand out so much. Like I can't wait. I'm playing the games in order right now. I refuse to just jump ahead to 3 just to check out the amiibo functionality. So when I get there though, I can't wait to see what the colorful box-shaped creatures look like in game. Not
Lauren,
just in screenshots.
your dedication, Lauren, is far and beyond the most impressive I've ever seen from a Nintendo website.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. Why are you laughing, Jason?
I'm not laughing.
I work, I'm truly being honest here. I work so hard every day.
Yeah.
I just wish everybody worked as hard as I did.
She is and modest,
Yeah,
incredibly modest.
yeah.
But we have made a lot of changes to the site actually recently. Thanks to like the wizard Seth Hay.
Oh, it's just me and Seth. I should put that out there.
Sure.
Seth is the other one doing all the work.
100%. It's so true. But yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
So one last question about the Box Boy Amiibo that's super important to the people out there. Are we going to see a North American release of this thing?
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Box Boy did decent from what I understand on the eShop. I can't imagine Nintendo would pass up an opportunity to release another Amiibo over here. Again, I've said it before, and I've always used the language that Amiibo fans, like the hardcore ones, they're rabid and they don't care what they're getting as long as it's completing their collection. And for me, if it comes out in the US, I'm totally buying another one.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lauren would buy one, and I know 100 other people that have never played the game would totally do it.
Right.
I also think it's a good opportunity for Nintendo to like sell the game itself.
Yeah.
For the people that haven't had the opportunity to play Box Boy, the best way to get someone to play your game, unless you're Chibi Robo, because that was the exception, and that game sucked.
But they got
is
people to
include
play
an
it.
Amiibo. What?
They got people to play it though.
They did, but they sort of did it in the wrong way. They conned
No.
people into playing a crappy game by throwing an Amiibo in.
And Box Boy is not crappy.
Yeah, Box
It is not.
I have not played Box Boy like more than maybe 1 or 2 levels
Well,
when
you've
Lauren
watched me
when
play.
Lauren allows me.
Yeah, I don't. Oh no.
When she gives me a few moments of her precious
Brings you out of
3DS time.
timeout.
I'm very, very particular.
Oh my God.
When I play, not only am I particular with my handhelds, but I'm particular with my gameplay too. When I play Box Boy, I have to complete every single level by getting every single crown. I do not look up hints online, and I do not get hints within the game.
I've helped you a few times.
I haven't asked you. You've just kind of bullied
and it works. And it worked. That's why we work. That's why we work.
Yeah. We'll let them believe that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Relationship goals, folks.
yes.
I was gonna say though, that's why I'm kind of glad though. Like the Switch, I think will do better for the eShop with that because I don't think the 3DS does the eShop justice. There's a lot of hidden gems on there that I don't like.
Yeah.
I never go to the eShop like ever. on the 3DS. It's just a clunky way of getting into it. That's what I'm excited. Hopefully the Switch will be a little bit more fluid things because there's so much hidden gems on there. So
yeah, I totally agree. I think that there's a lot of great ideas behind the eShop. I think you're right. I think it could be a little bit more seamless as far as I don't know, just getting into the eShop, advertising the eShop, letting people be more aware of what's in the eShop. We actually have weekly eShop updates, and I edit all those articles that go out. It's amazing how many new games come out every week. Lately, it's been a little bit slower due to the Switch news, but usually there are quite a number of games available every single week, and I would have never known otherwise if we didn't have the updates.
Yeah, we have one of our writers, Matthew. He's like a god when it comes to writing those articles.
Yeah.
So if you're curious to see what's coming out on the eShop, this is just a quick shameless plug. Head over to NintendoWire.com.
He was waiting for that opportunity.
Any opportunity I can get to plug.
You have to take it because I wasn't going to give it to you.
I know. Anytime we come on the Toys for Games cast, it is definitely, we got to take what we can get when we get it because there's no love for us.
Oh.
No, just you. We love Lauren.
Just me. That's
Yeah.
true.
No.
That's true.
I
I have my finger on the hang up button right now.
Oh, no.
I have one more final question.
Yes.
We're going to be transitioning over to Skylanders here in just a second on this show.
Oh, yeah, we're
What kind of coverage does Nintendo Wire plan to offer as far as Skylanders Imaginators coming on launch day to the Nintendo Switch?
Oh, you're talking about the version that was stripped down to get rid of the vehicles? That one?
Stripped down or made better because of the Nintendo Switch's ability to store every single Skylander digitally, and thus making a Toys to Life game mobile.
Yeah, I think it's too little too late for Imaginators, to be honest. I think that it's going to do pretty poorly just based on the, what's the word I'm looking for? The engagement that we've seen on the website for it. So we've done articles on it already. We have tweeted out in-stock alerts for it, and by and large, the community doesn't really care about it. I think what it has going for it is there is such a lack of physical day one games that I think a lot of parents that are going to get the Switch for their kids are going to be like, okay, I'm going to get this one. It's pretty much, it's Zelda and this.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it's got going for it. We are going to cover it for sure. Are we going to stream it? Not a chance. Never again. That was the worst. That was the worst few hours of my life.
When I have spare time and I want a good chuckle, I'll just rewatch that stream and zoom in on Jason's face.
Because I had to. So, I mean, here's the thing, and this is, I don't really care what bridges I'm burning at this point. We were working with Toys R Us on that one, and we were very honest that we were working with Toys R Us. We had it all over our banner. And they were nice enough to provide us with a lot of stuff for giveaways and for promotions. So we did the stream, and I had to have a smile on my face. And that's the only time that I've ever in my entire life had to have a smile on my face while I was doing something that I wasn't really enjoying. I tried so hard to enjoy that game. It was so tediously boring.
To be fair, you were playing Superchargers and not Imaginators.
I was.
So
that's true. I've never tried Imaginators.
Right.
Here's what Imaginators did right, and I've said this on our newscast before.
Wait, you guys
the
have
idea
a show?
that it's a little thing.
Oh, okay.
It's a little thing.
Cool.
What Imaginators did right is they somehow beat Nintendo to the punch to let people create their own cards and
Yes.
figures. Creating their own cards should have been a freaking given for the Mii fighters in Super Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Everybody wants their own card. Every single person, every amiibo collector has a little egotistical spree in them somewhere, and they all want their own card. So I think it would have been something really easy. You could send your Mii QR code over to Nintendo with $15 and they'll send you an amiibo card. They would have made a fortune.
Yeah.
We would have bought them for sure.
Absolutely.
I know you would. You like looking at yourself in any kind of way you can.
Excuse me.
We got that.
Look who's talking.
We got that. But the figures too. Again, I think if Nintendo somehow made a way that you could customize your own Mii figure, send $60-$50. And how much was it with Imaginators for a figure?
figure was
30? 35?
30 to 40.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
I think the average amiibo collector would have spent up to $50 to get their own Mii, in physical figure form. So I will give mad props to the folks at what was it, Toys for Bob?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
or actually beating Nintendo to the punch there, because that's free money Nintendo could have taken in a heartbeat.
That's
I think
$50 for the figure.
Oh, okay.
50. Yeah, that's fair.
That is fair.
I think the customizing community kind of stepped in where
Yeah.
Nintendo failed.
Yeah.
And, Activision saw this gigantic opportunity to kind of jump in and do it. But again, I think Skylanders has such a limited base. I think a lot of them are a lot younger. No offense to you or Matt, any adults that actually play this child's game.
Says the people obsessing over Box Boy.
Oh, you know how much insults I get from my amiibo?
You insult them
Daily.
You hijack their podcast.
They called me. They knew what they were getting themselves into.
We were hoping Lauren was going to answer, to be fair.
But I have to give them a lot of respect for that because it was such a good idea. But it sounds like they got that mobile game coming up, and I don't want to get too far into your podcast. So, I mean, that's going to be good.
Sure.
The one thing I'll say about the imaginary Switch, the only thing I think that might work with them, but it's gonna still be since the Switch coming out, it's a weird time of the year for it to come out. But I think like going into the store, it's $60 like all the other Switch games. So I think if a parent's like looking at, okay, here's this box with 2 figures and stuff for the same price, might as well get that. You seem like you're getting a good value if they don't know what it is. But
I think we're seeing a mad rush of like indie games coming out too for day one, like more than I thought that would.
Right.
And I think again they're trying to get that like
first day punch, man.
Yeah, it's the day one thing. I think most people are going to be glued to Zelda for a bit.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, it's if you're out on day one, you're going to make some money.
Yeah, when consoles launches, people buy whatever there is on shelves on console launches. So
is there a portal in there or not?
No. The portal's the NFC thing.
That is one of the cooler things, though. I mean, that's a first for Skylanders, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to again give them credit for that too, because again they're going the superior route, the route of the amiibo. So,
except there's actually a game that the Skylander figures can participate in and play in together. So,
oh yeah, that's rubbish. No one wants that.
Little details. Well, thank you guys for joining us on this podcast. Go ahead and plug everything you need to plug and get that out of your system. So.
They're not going to cut me off.
I know that's why you go first.
I could talk so slow. Hi guys, it's Lauren, also known as Happily Candied. You can find me on Twitter at Happily Candied. My personal website is linked in my description. My sugary corner of the world, where I share my photography and my personal stories about toy and game adventures. So you can find me over there, and you can also find me at nintendowire.com, where I'm the managing editor and creative director. Jason?
Just find me at nintendowire.com, that's it.
That's it. And
if you guys want to know anything else about me, just listen to this podcast, and you can hear a lot of slanderous things. So there you go.
True.
That's all you need to know. And by the way, before we go, one last thing for you guys. Are we going to do another little E3 get together this year? Assuming that they open up media registration?
I will not be attending this year.
What?
Because I'm going to D23.
I'm done. I'm not going now.
You're like one of my top 3 favorite reasons to go to E3.
Let me go on E3 bandwagon real quick. They have to get the public involved. I understand they evolved the show. I don't think the show is going to be any bigger or different than it was last year. And they're now adding 15,000 people to it. It's going to be atrocious.
I think for media passes, though, and again, one thing that I've heard rumors of since last E3 is that they're going to be opening up a media-only day. And I think that's one of the reasons they're being so quiet about media registration is because they haven't announced it yet. If they did a media-only day, because even last year when we went, there was so many just fans there that got free passes from like whatever company they went to. So if they had a media-only day, I think it would be beneficial.
So is this? I have a question. Is this everybody's argument for E3? Because this is all that's going through my mind right now. E3 is a media event, and it is turned into a fan event, which we have probably like dozens of all over the country, including like 4 PAXs every single year. So what is the point of having a media-centered event that's turned into a fan event?
E3 needs to make money.
Yeah,
I think that's
the point is publishers are pulling out of E3 because it's not worth it to them financially. So if you could bring in fans to offset the costs of the publishers that aren't there and paying for the booth spaces, then E3 will continue on.
Yeah.
We're getting to this place at this point where you don't need a massive event in the age of the internet. Everything
True.
is accessible to everyone. I know that 2 years ago, Nintendo did the thing with Best Buy,
Yeah.
E3 for all, I think it was called, something like that. So I can totally see that their financial model probably wasn't working the best.
I think what you said though is the answer, and that's having a day dedicated for media before all the fans get there.
But if you would have asked me before I started Nintendo Wire or Amiibo News or any of it,
Yeah.
I would say, "Oh my God, I'm going to E3," and I'd have the total opposite reaction to it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and
now
that's the thing,
we're just entitled media elitists at this point.
but that's the thing. Like, I think
Crooked
people are-
media, lying media.
people are going to go in with this expectation. And it's like even fair from us. Like I, personally don't even get to play too many games unless you do have backroom meetings or, do stuff like even us waiting in line for Zelda, even just the media and availability was still like, how long did we wait,
Yeah.
Josh?
2.5
2 hours?
Yeah.
So, it's not, and that was just media. So it's not even, I'm just saying like in general, it's not, it's just like PAXs. Like and I love the PAXs, but it's just not what you expect it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I think E3 is going to be this huge thing, and there's just going to be no access for it. But
I just have no idea how hotels are going to work. Like, hotels were insane with just media, so
Yeah.
who knows?
We'll see.
who knows? But I mean,
All
that's
right,
just it.
we hijacked, I think, enough of your podcast, haven't we?
I was going to say, I don't.
You did about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, that's cool.
Rock,
I love butting in on any of your time anytime I can.
Well, I'll say about the not needing the show, because like the full proof and point of that was Red Dead Redemption 2. The 2 tweets for that was bigger than any tweet that came out during E3. Like, there's more interactions and everything like that. And they didn't even do anything. They just put 3 tweezing tweets, and that was it. So you don't even need the shows. But...
That's kind of like the Animal Crossing amiibo tweet. Remember that?
Yep.
E3 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we love you guys. Thank you for joining the show and telling us about Box Boy Amiibo.
You forgot to plug your Twitter handle, Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Are you gonna cut me off right when I say it?
Oh
No,
no,
that's
that's why you
mean.
didn't say it.
We would
Add
never do
Amiibo Jason.
Whoops.
that. That's weird. I think Lauren cut him
Connection.
off.
That's weird. Connection
Yeah.
got lost.
Super weird, huh? Internet is just being weird tonight. Anyway,
stuff.
that's our friend Lauren. You can find her on Twitter at Happily Candied, and our friend Jason number 2. That is the Amiibo section in a nutshell. That was fun. I like that.
That's fun.
We don't do that often enough. Just drop in on random people.
No.
Um,
It's funny too because I did see on the side like your conversation's all set up, share photos as much as blah blah blah, invite people as copying his link. Apparently, you can like copy a URL and send it, and people can join the Skype thing. That sounds
that
like a
would be
disaster.
dangerous. That might be an after hours type of Skype
Game
call.
Light Night edition.
Yeah. Whew. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other Toys to Life evolutions, if you will, that we like to mention when we can. Lightseekers, the beta. Do you have anything to report yet, Jason?
I do not.
You're
Still
killing me.
coming, but we'll see.
Killing me. What about Beast of Balance?
Yeah, Beast of Balance put out a sweet picture of the custom that they were doing for some of their Kickstarter levels of the Eagle. I guess they're calling it Space Eagle.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. Awesome.
The first one that they kind of show off with the handcrafted ones was the bear that was made out of all wood and polished up really nicely, and you can see like the nice grain in the wood and everything like that. So I have a deep appreciation with these custom handcrafted figures that they're making for the game. Like, they look so good. I don't know if I'd ever even want to play with them.
Yeah,
You
I know.
know?
When we were playing, I was telling Michael, he asked about if I got the handmade one. I was like, no, because I wouldn't want to touch it.
Right. I get them all dinged up and whatnot. All right, now it's time to talk about the news everybody's been waiting to hear about. And that is Skylanders Imaginators. Or just Skylanders in general, I guess. This part of the podcast is sponsored by our good friend, the birthday boy himself, Matt Sonnenberg. You can find him on Twitter at SCLMatt. You can go over to his website, sclmatt.com. From there, it will link you to all of the different projects he is a part of and that he's working on, including the award-winning Tales from Godric's Hollow podcast. Jason.
Yes, sir.
What is going on in the world of Skylanders?
Yeah, so Skylanders, the big news today was obviously the future of Skylanders was suspected, as I said before, was going to come down this February news release, or earnings report. So they did come out today. We'll just kind of break it down all at once, and then we'll do the full breakdown.
Yep.
But did come out and confirm there is a mobile game coming out this year. No other details on that, but there is going to be a Skylanders mobile game. Did confirm that, again, that Season 3 of Skylanders Academy is coming to Netflix in 2018. It's two new interesting things. There was no mention in the initial slideshow and the initial press release they put out about the console game. But then during the earnings call, which I did not get to listen to, but then heard verbatim from Matt, they did confirm that there is no new console game coming this year, but instead they're going to plan on releasing multiple adventure packs and other content as well. So into Skylanders Imaginaries versus releasing a full-fledged console game.
Okay. So no new game in 2017.
No new game. No
right.
new console game.
What does this mean?
So the mobile game itself, when that first came out, in context, it seemed like, are they going to try and move the Skylanders over fully? And I thought, you know what? They're probably just trying to do another Lost Islands kind of mobile experience that was probably already in development prior to all this happenings that apparently may or may not have been happening as far as the console development goes. So I think the mobile game itself is not going to be really anything like a Skylanders game. It's just going to be a social game like everything else out there right now. But to be fair, some of the games that have been coming out have been pretty dang on good. Not from Skylanders, but just other mobile-type games have been pretty fun. There's paywall, stuff like that, but there has been some fun things for it. I've actually been enjoying a lot of mobile games recently. There was, for a long time, probably 6 months, I didn't have any mobile games at all installed on my phone just because I didn't really like anything. So I have high hopes for that. The game, it seems like, from interpreting it from that, they're going to try and do the Lego Dimensions style, where it is a updating through content coming down the pipe, and so you get the pack and it. Excuse me. Download. Yes, download the patch online.
I know you're choked up about this news, Jason, but let's try to get through it here.
Download the patch online and play that content. But again, theoretically, they could just be talking about the stuff we already knew that was coming. So the stuff that's still coming in future waves, I mean, that still could be multiple adventure packs, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows? But so we'll see what goes on it, and then, you know, obviously we'll see what the future holds beyond that. My hot take for it.
That's what they're all paying to listen to here.
That's right. This is Disney Infinity-esque. Absolutely. Now, remember, if you can remember or not, Disney Infinity came out with this incredibly high, well-done video showing this and explaining this and had this huge thing, and then that was in, February? I think? And then March, 3 months later, it was dead on the water.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, still theoretically a possibility. My hot take, and this is my opinion on it, I understand in a perfect world people agreeing to think that the every other starter pack or every other year or biannual, they're like, sounds like a great spend money. I understand that, but just think from Lego Dimensions standpoint, it's stuff comes and goes and it's no fanfare, you know.
Right.
People are clamoring for a new game. There's not a lot of new content to it. I mean, if they're just adding new adventure packs, I don't, you know, I'm not too excited. Well, I'm excited because it's new Skylanders, but it's not a new game. There's not a whole huge thing to it. There's just not going to be big releases to it. I mean, the Lego Dimensions launch came and went pretty quick, you know.
Yeah.
For stuff that just doesn't feel special, and they had issues with that, and who knows the issues with this, and you know, I get it, and I understand it saves money, but I don't think it's going to be, like I said before, back when Disney Infinity was talking about doing this, I don't think it's going to sell well without that new shiny starter pack on the shelf.
Right.
That software is what sells the figures then. And if they're hurting financially, people know at this point you can wait and get sales. There's no big rush to go buy this new stuff day one.
Right.
And they're not going to make any money off of that either. So I think it's just treading the waters, but it's not. I think this is them PR saying we're supporting Imaginators, but they're not ready to say it's canceled yet.
Sure.
That's my honest opinion.
So the rumors of them pulling the dev team off of the game from working on it, like, that seems to be accurate at this point. It would have been Vicarious Visions working on this next one if the cycle were to continue, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And then
so is there a possibility of them just wanting Toys for Bob to do the game, but they're not capable of pumping one out every single year?
I mean, there could be, but it seemed like, again, some reports we're hearing from stuff that they talked things through, came up with this idea, probably same thing like this video, like, let's just play this out. We could do it this way and then see how it goes. So my honest personal recommendation, if you're scared about Skylanders, don't wait for sales. I mean, buy it day one. If you're waiting for sales, it's not going to show anything.
Right.
So I mean, if we vote for our wallet for not buying stuff, you need to vote with your wallet and buy stuff.
Sure.
So if it comes and you wait a couple months to buy it, it's going to get canned.
Yeah.
So, and again, the show I honestly think can live independently from the game. I said that before.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So I don't think that goes on there. I don't think the mobile game is going to drive huge interest to the console game. I don't think the mobile game is going to have anything to do with Toys Life at all.
No. Yeah.
So I personally think they're going to see how this goes. They're going to be like, yeah, this would be great. People are going to want this. Put it in this. Lego Dimensions is doing it, but I don't think Lego Dimensions is doing very well with it anyways. It's just disorganized mess. And I think next year it's going to be done. So
brace for impact, folks, but, like, don't smash on the panic button just yet, but proceed with caution, I guess is fair to say.
Yes.
Like, if they are just taking time to figure out what they want to do, then there's still a chance that everything will work out for Skylanders fans. Like Jason said, it's very possible that they are just doing the PR spin and just ensuring that everything that they have promised for Imaginators is still going to happen. Because that would be, like, the biggest concern. If they just came out and canceled the game completely, they wouldn't have a lot of good faith with the community as far as, like, finishing up, like, the rest of the characters and figures. So they're probably just trying to get as much as they can out of the unreleased figures at this point. If that means adding some extra levels that unlock with certain characters, like the adventure pack that they announced that's coming out kind of alongside the Switch version of the game. If that's what they're doing in order to keep interest in and push sales of figures just a little bit more, then good on them. But that shouldn't be looked at as any indication as to the future of the series.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to get the full quote, and this is all written from Matt, who re-listened to the call and wrote down quotes. So I'll do it this way. Take it into perspective of reading it now, remembering we still have packs that come that we know are coming.
Yeah.
Okay. So take it from that perspective. So it says, in 2017, rather than releasing a new console title, we will be supporting the award-winning Skylanders Imaginators with multiple adventure packs, new characters, and new in-game content. Thomas Tipple from Activision Blizzard COO. Dennis Durkin, Activision Blizzard CFO, says, in addition, as Thomas mentioned, the Skylanders franchise will not have a full-fledged console release this year, but we will continue to engage the community and drive player investment through new toys and digital content. All that sounds good, but all that can 100% mean the stuff we already knew was coming.
Except they say multiple adventure packs when we only know of one more at least.
Well, no, because we get the one that they announced.
Yeah.
And then the one that leaked out in the other release is coming.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
So
that's fair.
And then they could be moving something else to another. I mean, so like I said, I think it's a PR saying, like, yeah, we're releasing this, and because they haven't officially announced those things.
Right.
So that classifies that. No sense they say it through 2017 or into the fall of 2017.
Yeah.
So I'm not by any means ready to say confirmed that they're going to be supporting stuff in the summer and into the fall.
Yeah. I mean, it's February of 2017.
Right.
Aside from the Switch version that's coming out, which I'm excited for, and I'm sure other Skylanders fans are excited for, but
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, but may not have like the big mainstream buzz behind it. Other than that, it definitely feels like they have already lost momentum.
Right.
I don't know how they're going to last until theoretically the fall of 2018.
Right.
That's a year and a half away.
Right. And that's my thing. There's software is what drives the momentum, not the figure releases. I mean, just think about Skylanders in general, how hot it is at Christmas time, and then by January and February, nobody cares. You know, I mean, people care, but I mean, as far as it drops a large percentage, a lot of people don't finish it, pick it up characters, you know, next year when they have buy one, get whatever sales. So there's no way they're going to be able to carry that momentum in there. I mean, you get so hot off of those software titles that, again, if they're floating on water on stuff, they're not going to be bringing in new fans to the game by releasing whatever these packs are.
Yeah.
You know, and again, not to fully compare to Disney Infinity, but that like Disney Infinity, you could bring in new franchises and stuff like that. People recognize it, but Skylanders, all new IP. I don't think they're going to do a new, you know, third-party stuff like Crash. And, you know, so if you go through, it's just all going to be, if you're not interested in the game, I don't think you're going to walk by and be like, oh, I really like that figure, now I'm going to get this game.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Disney Infinity had the ability to market along with movies that were being released.
Right.
Which is the easiest thing to market as far as Disney's concerned. Skylanders, yeah, like you said, like they're not going to be bringing in new audiences by just continuing to release figures that people have never heard of.
Right.
So, we'll see. I mean, that's all we could do at this point is just wait and see. But like Jason said, if you are a fan of Skylanders, you'd like to see Skylanders continue on, the best thing that you could do is vote with your wallet. And don't wait for sales. Buy the figures when they're released. Show support for the Switch version. If you are, you know, getting a Nintendo Switch on March 3rd, think about picking up a Skylanders game. Like, even if you already have Skylanders on another console, like, that will go a long way in showing that the community is not ready to say goodbye to Skylanders. But that honestly, the release of that game is probably what they're waiting for to make the final decision on the future of Skylander games on consoles. So, we shall see, folks. We shall see. That's all we could do. Jason, let's bring the mood up a little bit in this show. I mean, we got dragged down by Amiibo Jason. Now we're thinking about the cancellation of Skylanders. It's just sad all the way around, right? Sad, yep. Sad. Let's go over to the community question this week.
Let's do it.
We are going to give away a $5 gift certificate to the response of the week to Amazon. So whoever we deem to have the best response for this community question gets a $5 Amazon gift card. Pretty cool. I think this will be a tough decision on your part, but we'll do our best here. We'll do our best. The question is, out of all the movies coming out in 2017, if you could make a LEGO Dimensions story pack for any of them, which one would it be and why?
A lot of good answers.
It's tough.
A lot of good answers.
Yeah.
So we got Long's Toys. Says Power Rangers. Colin Wheeler, PDX Geek, says John Wick, because everyone needs more John Wick. James Holian says The Mummy, along with a whole range of Universal Monsters team and fun packs, just in time for Halloween. Alan Wilkinson gave a bunch of different answers, but started off with Kamen Rider, because of the sheer size of the cast, which would be fun. We could stop there. Atari Alex says the Emoji Movie, so people would actually care about it. Jeff Grimes says Logan. We need more X-Men representation in Toys of Life forms. Tweety says Star Wars: The Last Jedi totally would have been in Disney Infinity. Plus, it would add some Star Wars to the game. Thomas Crosby says Spider-Man: Homecoming, but also Power Rangers fun packs with their Megazords would be awesome. Guadalupe says the Yu-Gi-Oh movie, so Jason's addiction never stops. Amen to that. Victor says Baywatch because the whole level would be slow-mo and running on the beach as the Lego version of The Rock. Amen to that. DMU Girl 2008 says agree with about The Last Jedi, but also the live-action Beauty and the Beast to make up for the horrific dolls. Some of them have been awful. Have you seen any of that stuff?
No. Mm-mm.
Terrible.
Really?
One of the Bell... one of the Bell one looks like it's Justin Bieber in the gold dress.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Mike Sarvner says, Savanator says, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Lego Dimension Z is a shot in the arm. The biggest franchise around can do it. TJ says, Captain Underpants or Smurfs The Lost Village. Uriel says, yeah, man. Smurfs is awesome. Uriel says, Thor Ragnarok because of how cool Gladiator Hulk would look.
Okay.
Chris Smith says, I have to go with Jumanji just because I think they could do a crazy awesome level adventure world. Ben Anderson says Pirates of the Caribbean. They already have Lego lines, so it would make more sense. Plus, the movie looks great. Evan Parker Long Goldfish says Monster Trucks because I want a story pack that actually makes decent use of vehicles. I guess Fate of the Furious would work too. Amen. Fast and Furious live show.
Evan, I know you're listening.
Next year.
Monster Trucks is not a... Wait, was it a 2017 movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I was thinking December. That was January. Huh?
Yeah, that was January.
Okay. I'm sorry, Evan. My bad.
Take that back.
I take it back. I apologize.
Gerardo Gutierrez says, not a movie, but I would love a Stranger Things story pack. 11 Lego Eggos would be adorable. Brady James says, I would like to see emoji movie packs because it would be a chance to get a heart eye Lego figure that beats people up. Different Kind of Geek says, it goes without saying that a Monster Truck story pack is 100% needed. The world needs to see this masterpiece in brick form. Amen to that. Big Mac says, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 1, it adds Marvel to the game. 2, Baby Groot. 3, Kurt Russell. 4, Pratt versus Pratt. Again.
Yeah.
Bill S says, yes, let's get a Pratt in the game in the third incarnation. OFW says, Captain Underpants, LOL, I would actually want to buy that story pack. Dude, Captain Underpants story books were so funny.
Yeah.
Roger Davis says, Power Rangers, maybe having them all on the portal unlocks the Megazord. Hey, Aaron says, 50 Shades Darker. No, Aaron, no. Karen says, Lego Ninjago movie. Give them more than a quick glimpse during cutscenes. Sean Dully says, My Little Pony, the movie, has mass appeal, uniqueness. Let the magic of friendship help us to break the rules. William Thorndike says, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Hell, No Tales, because everything is better with pirates. And finally, a Black Wig Boy says, Kong Skull Island, I just want a John Goodman figure. And then, of course, the always not eligible to win, Shopkins Inc. tweeted out a picture of Shopkins Chef Club, the first ever Shopkins movie. Who knew they had a movie? I didn't know.
I've seen
Why
it on Netflix.
do they need a movie?
I scan right past it every time. Jason, I'm kind of liking the idea of a Lego set that comes with like little mini handcuffs and maybe some whips and no. Okay.
I will say my first instinct was Baywatch. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Just because I think that'd be funny. Because I tried to pull away from like the Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, that whole genre. I was like, all right, let's think about something else unique on there. Did Baywatch. Then switched over to Jungle Book, because not Jungle Book, Jumanji.
Yeah. Because
you get The Rock from Baywatch, but you also get a Kevin Hart, figure.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad addition. That's
right.
not a bad addition.
Just for the voice acting alone, that would come with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jack Black is in it too. So Nick Jonas is in it. Sure, why not?
So is that what you're going with here?
I might have to go with Warlock on that one. All
right.
I think they're all great.
Yeah.
And I think that Star Wars stuff, it's hard to pick from anybody because those are all 80% of the stuff is that.
Right.
Which is totally fair. Add all that into it.
Yeah. All right, Chris Smith, Warlock SOL. You are the winner this week. Amazon $5 gift card. Congratulations. Let me just say that it's a shame that Pacific Rim 2 is not coming out in 2017 because, oh, buddy, that would be fun. Pacific Rim Lego? Yes, please.
John Boyega?
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. All right, Jason. Best part of the show, when we get to talk to the community, the people that want to talk to us directly. This is the email segment of the show. This part of the podcast is sponsored by the man who I just cast aside and told him he was wrong on the podcast, and I had to apologize. That's, of course, Evan Parker, a.k.a. the Lone Goldfish. You can catch him in his activities over on Twitch, twitch.tv/the Lone Goldfish. He sent me a nice little postcard from Disney World the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, and I hope that he had a lot of fun. It sounded like he did. So thank you for that, Evan. I appreciate that. Emails. We got a couple of them here tonight, Jason.
I will say, before we move on,
yeah,
we got another hot take
to
share. JV, John Vignacchi, finally back on Twitter. Thank goodness. We need JV in life.
Right.
Just tweeted, well played, Activision, well played, ...
Uh-oh.
So, take that for whatever you wish.
Also, he responded to me on a tweet that I had tweeted at him about a month ago.
Yeah.
Formally inviting him onto this podcast. And he kind of said yes.
Did he really? I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, he was like, I would love to do it. And I said,
maybe someday. I would love that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Name the place and the time, John V, and we will make it happen. I
You
guarantee
are always
you that.
welcome, Johnny V. Always welcome.
That would be an amazing show. He's at the top of our list for guests that we need to have.
Love Johnny V.
Also, Arthur Parsons has casually just accepted invitations to the show. Like, we need to get serious with these guys. Hold their feet to the fire and be like, hey, everyone on Twitter just saw you accept the invitation. Make it happen.
Official now.
It's
They
official.
archive that stuff in the government.
Pretty much. You can't
Library
edit those
Congress.
tweets. First email we got is from DMU Girl. She has some rapid fire questions for you, Jason. First off, Lego. What did you think of the Lego Ninjago trailer?
Actually, I was impressed with it. No Zippo about Ninjago. Literally Zippo. So I was expecting it to be like more ninja themed. And I was like, oh, it's just kind of like another version of the Lego movie per se, of like modern kind of thing.
Right.
So same humor, same everything else. So I'm okay with it. I'm actually kind of excited for it now.
Okay. Well,
had T Swift music in it, so sign me up.
Yeah, you're hooked. Instantly hooked. Since the old packs, the Ninjago packs for Lego Dimensions, are based on the TV series, do you think either A, the movie will get more packs, and B, if yes, what packs do you think we'll get?
Yeah, I think maybe they'll do a new pack type for it. Because it'll probably be a launch thing, I would think.
Yeah.
For whatever wave they come out with, a big push in the fall. So maybe a new kind of story pack kind of thing, some kind of like multi-group thing. Who knows?
It'd be weird if they didn't.
But
right?
I would think they're going to do something with it and probably do something big. Yeah, especially because it's their own IP. They're definitely going to push it. So maybe do something like it's actually like a full-blown Ninjago game, but in Lego Dimensions, who knows?
Right. Skylanders, do you think the fact that they are continuing to support Imaginators means the USA will actually get all the figures announced so far?
Minus Heartbreaker Buckshot. There's a chance.
There's a chance. Whew. Cross your fingers. Thank you, DMU Girl, as always. Next up, this is from Guadalupe. So, I guess my guess about Skylanders going biannual might not be off, or we might be seeing the beginning of the end. I like to think positive. Anyway, no question, but I just wanted to react to the news. Thanks. P.S. Jason, I know that you're addicted to that mobile Yu-Gi-Oh game, and all I have to say about that is, well, I'm addicted to the Fire Emblem mobile game, so I know your feelings. Yeah. How's that going for you?
It's going great. Had a Pegasus event that just ended.
Sure.
So I was cranking out some grinding on that. Did pretty good in there. Still getting used to it. Like the auto duel function on it, so you can play the peons and win those pretty easily to get some points. You get a decent a lot for free-to-play game without having to invest anything in it.
Right.
Getting ready to move over. I want to play the Fire Emblem game, but like I need to sit down to play that one. The Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Yeah.
Get ready to check that out. Heard that's
Sure.
pretty addictive too.
Yeah. You don't need to sit down for the Fire Emblem game. It goes really quick.
I know, but like I want to sit down and give time to it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, not because I need to fully get into the lore of it all.
Okay. All right. I'm saying you don't have to, but sure, do your thing.
You know.
Yeah. I just know that means you will never do it because you don't have that kind of time.
Well,
Maybe on an airplane.
Probably it's an online connected game, isn't it?
Yeah, you could buy Wi-Fi. That wouldn't be beyond you.
That's true.
Next email is from our friend Adam. It says, Josh and Jason, I have not sent an email in the longest of times, so I figured it was about time I did so. I wanted to say a quick and early happy birthday to Jason.
Thanks, sir.
Beast of Balance, Galaxy Eagle, those things are stunning pieces of art, but did you happen to catch those red and yellow fish-looking pieces Tim was working on as well? What could they be?
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
Was it a picture that Tim put out, I guess? Maybe?
We're going to have to look back and figure out what he's talking about.
Take a look. Let's take a look.
And I'm going to immediately try to contact them and be like, hey, what's up? What's up with these?
I don't see anything
I'll
about it.
take a fish. That sounds fun. Regarding Lego, he says Batman. That is all. Skylanders. I, for one, was not surprised by the announcement of no new console game in 2017. You can see that the genre is moving towards mobile gaming. The real question becomes, how will Skylanders Mobile work with your existing Skylander collection? Will we now get a Bluetooth portal? A Bluetooth-enabled figures? What would you both like to see or could see Activision doing? One thing I could see them really focusing on, one figure for each of the 10 elements and really nailing the craftsmanship of those 10 figures.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, but I don't think... If they're doing mobile, like I said before, I think it's more so just...
They're
going to try and get out of the figures and just work on just a mobile social game for kids.
Lightsaber.
But they could... I will say if they did that, they could reboot it with the show. I mean, that's the thing. They could reboot this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Like they did with Skylanders Academy and go back to the core and then just branch all off for that. And just continue going on. I mean, there's no harm in that and keep it, you already have the content, so.
Right. I don't think anybody would be too upset with that, so.
Nope.
We'll see. Regarding Light Seekers, he says, I've had my prototype figures for a little over a week now, and I'm really digging them. From the lights to the sounds, weapons, and being articulate, these have quickly become one of my favorite Toys to Life figures to date. They are huge in comparison to any other Toys to Life figures. The only one that comes remotely close is Hulkbuster from Disney Infinity. Last weekend, I let my two kids have at them, 3 and 7, and they held up fine, even when they were knocked down and the weapons and flight packs stayed in place. Who else is ready for the beta to start February 15th?
I am.
Jason is.
But Vince came in and had him sitting there, and he's like, "Are those the Lightseeker figures?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dang!" And he was having fun moving back and forth. He's like,
Sure.
I'm kind of ticked I didn't get in the beta because I actually like these better than the colored ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they look good. Yeah, the connection pieces seem secure, but it is like weird because it is like wire. I don't say wires exposed, but the connectors are there. So like,
Sure.
there is some kind of like, just I'm afraid I'm going to bend it, like NES cartridge kind of thing.
Fair enough.
But they move and everything, and Vince is loving it. So they're great. They're great.
If Vince is impressed, they must be impressive figures.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That guy's a tough cookie. Finally, in regards to swap bots, not sure if they have been mentioned before or not, but the co-founder, John Keefe, is over in China right now watching their toys come together as they get ready to launch on Kickstarter soon. The game has a story mode, pet mode, and battle modes, local over Wi-Fi or versus the computer. Swap bots look like monster-painted Legos that can be mixed up to change how you will play. While digitally they have full 3D counterparts displayed in the game. Just wanted to share a newcomer in the Toys to Life genre. Thank you, Adam. I have been keeping my eyes on SwapBots, and they keep teasing this Kickstarter, so I'm hoping to set something up with them. around the same time that they may be starting their Kickstarter, because we like to keep you guys informed on what's going on in this genre. So,
yeah,
thank
it
you.
seems interesting. I haven't seen much. Like, I've just seen their website and stuff, but it's
Yeah.
curious to see what it's like. But
I haven't dove fully in, but I'm paying attention. I got my eyes on them, for sure. Finally, last email of the night, which came in just before we started recording, and I mean just before. This is from none other than Atari Alex. Dear Josh and Jason, now that we have seen Skylanders' way of handling portability with their figures, how do you think LEGO Dimensions will respond? Do you think they will need to make their next game compatible with Nintendo's on-the-go philosophy? And how do you think they could improve on Skylanders' system? Thanks. P.S. Jason, thank you for answering my DM.
I got you, man. Yeah, it's going to be a hard sell with the Switch, because if it does well, then yeah, you move over there.
Yeah.
But then it's going to be one of those, like, you know, when can they move the Switch model over to everything else? There's nothing exclusive to the Switch that they couldn't do, in the the other ones. Like, people are gonna be like, so why can't I just use my portal and store it myself too?
Sure.
It's a weird, hard precedent to set for Skylanders.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they would do with
LEGO
it.
Dimensions is in a tough spot because of how interactive the figures are with the playpad itself.
Correct.
Like, sure, they could go the route of Skylanders and, like, scan them in, and then you have those figures permanently in the game, but, like, they will have to drop all of, like, the interactive components of, that playpad completely. Like, just drop that, because that's not going to work without that thing. Like,
Right.
You can't pick up a character and move it from one spot over to another in game. Like, that'll just have to be a non-thing. So, but they could drop that. Theoretically, we have a LEGO Dimensions 2 coming out this year, right?
Next year.
Next year.
Next
Sorry,
year, 2018.
I keep forgetting. I don't. Goodness gracious. That's far too long, in my opinion. But that was one of their big things when they launched, was like, look at all these cool things. Like, you're not just setting a toy down and playing with it digitally. You're actually physically playing with the toy digitally and physically at the same time. Like, that was one of their big selling points. So they will have to completely abandon that to, like, drop all the to make it compatible with the Switch without having some sort of portal and base and whatnot. So I don't know. I don't know what they do,
Yeah.
if anything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think they desperately need a new game. Desperately.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really hard for them to continue this through another year unless they do some kind of new crazy pack type or bring in some other new crazy franchise.
Right.
They're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
don't know.
people are excited for, like, these new releases, but not at the same time.
Yeah.
The buzz isn't there, and I think it's just going to get worse and worse without a new game to add on to. So,
Yep.
We'll see. It's man, this entire genre is just a giant waiting game at this point, and it's killing us. But hey, it gives us something to
rough.
talk about each week. So, who could really complain, right?
Missed the golden year.
There'll never be another year like 2015.
Not a chance.
Jason, that's our show tonight, my friend.
Solid show.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. We had a surprise guest appearance from the lovely Nintendo Wire editorial team. And then Jason was also part of that as well. It was fun. I like this. Jason, where can people find you at, my friend?
Yeah, you can always follow me personally on Twitter, twitter.com/JasonInquires. Jason Inquires also my Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So you can always head there as well. And then if you're looking just for Toys to Life centric accounts, you can always head to Brick Inquirer and Skylanders Inquirer.
And you can find me personally on Twitter at The Noise with a Y. You can follow the show, where you'll find the giveaways and everything going on at Toys for Games on Twitter. The website is toysforgames.com. You could email us anytime you want, except right before the show, because that slot is reserved for Atari Alex. Podcast at toysforgames.com. You can go over and join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/toysforgames. And if you'd like to support us and what we're doing here for you guys, the community, the audience, the fans, our people that we love the most, you could do so at patreon.com/toysforgames. Jason, my man, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I look forward to talking to you next week before you jet set your way down to Orlando for a weekend getaway in Disney World. Have a good one, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And until next time, happy hunting, collectors.